Man, there sure is a lot of garbage shovelware games on the Quest store. From the million Gorilla Tag clones to broken half games that make you pay a subscription to get the full game. So you know what? Let's tier list them. Welcome to the first of what should be an insanely long series where I'll be tier listing every free Quest game that's available on the Quest store. And to start things off, I'm gonna say it's a bit of a bang. I want to start off with what would be the best free Quest games available so far that I've had the pleasure of playing. So, yeah. So I'm gonna have from S plus tier and A tier games right off the bat. So let's get to it. Number 1, Pioneer Endless Journey. S plus tier gameplay. What the hell even is this? You're a gunslinger battling it out against wannabe Pokemon that want your buns. I like this game a lot, and the devs were definitely cooking with this one. And I can't believe it's free. It's awesome. Anyway, essentially, you gotta blast your way through floating islands full of cute monsters that want to eat you. At the end of each area is a randomly generated reward, and your airship to pick you up and take you to the next area. There are supply depots for islands that give you weapon upgrades, as well as boss islands that provide a pretty decent challenge just because you get absolutely swarmed. Your weapon is a steampunk-esque gun that you can augment the handle, sight, barrel, and crystal for tons of customization. As you progress, you'll probably need to ditch your preferred custom gun for something that has more firepower, as every time you get to the end of a level, the items get a +1 for power-ups. So if you go really deep, you're gonna have to change from the machine gun augment to, say, the shotgun, whatever gives you more power, because power trumps. Different kind of customizations include handles that give you a speed boost, or even a sight that gives you a speed boost for walking speed, as well as the different weapons have reload speeds and fire rate speeds. You also have a magic orb that can do various elemental things, depending on the magic you find. You have the basic big boom bomb, or say a pulsing fire trap, and that's just to name a few. I haven't come across the ice power or the electric power, but I know they're out there just because I've seen the crystal for your gun that can change that. So, as for health, you get the Halo Spartan Master Chief style recharging shield and a health bar. The health bar will not recharge unless you find a health canister, and so if you lose it's a roguelike, so if you lose all of your health, then you lose the run, and you have to start over from the very beginning. So yeah, health can be really tricky to heal, so use caution when that shield breaks. Run and gun when you need to. So play until your run ends, and then try again. Like I said, it's just classic roguelike mechanics, and it's easily the best free game on the Quest store. This is something that I haven't heard. I just came across it when I started making my tier list, and it's definitely a game you should have in your library. It's a good time. Oh yeah, by the way, please consider liking and tossing a comment. It's an easy move for you, but it makes a huge difference for my channel. It just helps that logarithm. Anyway, cheers, have a good one, and let's move on to number 2. Next up, we got Blaston. I'm going to put this in the S tier. Now, don't get me wrong, what Blaston does really well, but I don't think anything's going to compete with what Pioneer Endless Journey had going for it. I wasn't expecting much, but Pioneer really blew me away. Here in Blaston, you have to duel against either a bot or a random player, dodge and grab energy fire weapons, and try to defeat your opponent. You also get shields as well. Guns have limited ammo. When they run out, you just toss it to the side and then you grab another. Stay on your platform. If you go off the platform, you'll start taking random damage. Kind of like an anti-cheat mechanic. So Blaston offers loadouts and customizable skins, PvP, and a campaign. Overall, it's a pretty sweet game, awesome replayability, and it's free to play. For a free game, yeah, it's going to go in the S tier. Moonrider. So what Moonrider is essentially custom Beat Saber songs, but free and no mods require. So yeah, that's what Moonrider is. To play Moonrider, you have to access it by going to moonrider.xyz in the meta browser and clicking on the view in VR glasses in the bottom right corner. You get access to every custom song that Beat Saber has. You can play for the leaderboard, bragging rights, or try out punch mode. I do be enjoying the punch mode. It's such a good time that I really wish that there was a Beat Saber mod that did the same. So this is definitely an S tier. I mean, it's free Beat Saber, so it deserves to be S. V-Speedway. Is this the best free racing sim on Quest? As far as I can tell, heck yeah it is. I've played quite a bit of racing games. I've been offered quite a few racing games, and it's great to see the handbrake and the use of real physics for the steering wheel. Too many games just have you use the joystick, and for a free game, the devs did a good job here. Here you've got a working shifter, the ability to drift, and a working handbrake. And real physics steering wheel. I just said all that. Yay, scripting. You can race against others, do time trials, or just ride for practice. The cars are pretty mid in terms of their design, very limited customization, but the gameplay will scratch that virtual driving itch. So overall, I'm not a big fan of racing games, but this free-to-play gets a solid A tier slotting for me. Next up, Cards and Tankards. This is the Quest version of Hearthstone. If you never play that, it's like Magic the Gathering. And if you never play that, well, it's just a really interesting card game. Battling card game. So essentially, you got to collect your cards and challenge others with your deck that you create. If you never played Magic the Gathering or Hearthstone, then this may have quite the learning curve to get your head around. But once you do, you'll find yourself heavily invested to working your way through your favorite combos. Essentially, how it boils down is that you have a deck that you pull cards from, and you place those cards onto the table to summon those creatures. You can also use magic to draw cards or attack your opponent's creatures. The idea is that you have to deplete your opponent's life points before they deplete yours. So there are spells, special monster abilities, resources, and so on that will keep you adapting to determine who wins and who loses. It's very involved, very intricate, but it's also a really enjoyable time. And it tends to attract a lot more mature players as the pacing tends to be slow and methodical. I'm going to put it down as an A tier free game. It's well worth a shot for anyone looking for a more sociable and paced game to spend their virtual time on. And finally, we have Slowp. This is my first B tier. It's a great game, don't get me wrong, but the lack of content makes this more of a mini game. Essentially, you only have the one track. You do get to swap between skis or boards. The snowboard has this unique style of holding your arms kind of like a bow and arrow, and while doing tricks, it makes me think of spinning pizza dough as you're doing 360s and higher. The music adds a cool touch reminiscent of the old N64 skateboard or snowboarding games. Here you shred down the hill doing tricks with what appears to be ghosts of other gamers trying to beat your best time. It's fun for a few runs, but the gameplay loop will fizzle out. And that's about it. This is the first entry into what will be a long series. Do you have a free Quest game that wasn't covered in this list? Do you have a free Quest game that was not covered in this list? Let me know in the comments. I might even give you a shout out in the next video. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bearski out.